Eddie Murphy movie from back in the day where he was helping a little Asian boy? What was it called? The Golden Goose? Golden Egg? What was it called? I look like the little boy with this bald head. Yo, what was the movie called? The Golden Dragon? Well, no, it wasn't that, was it? Golden Child. Golden Child. Golden Child. Let's get into this this review. So we are on Bad and Bougie season 1, episode 1 review. And we start off with Gocha. Gocha visits Crystal at the studio. And Crystal apparently has an alter ego by the name of VVS because she shined bright like a diamond. I just need for Crystal to be pretty and just raise her kids, do her little restaurant thing, but the rapping is not for her. That little snippet that we heard was a bunch of bippity boppity boop, and we do not need that in our lives. We're going through enough in this world to be having to hear Crystal, Renay, whatever her name is, child, rapping. That was really cruel. That was cruel and unlawful punishment, okay? And anyway, she in there rapping about him cheating and all of this stuff. And I'm like, girl, y'all divorce is so 2020 or whenever it happened. We're over it. You should be too. So Gocha asks, can she see herself with a woman? And she was like, she's dibbled and dabbled in the past. She had a little experience, but it's not for her. She can't see herself eating no cootie cat. And I'm the same way. I just can't. No. Like, I could probably see myself letting a woman do what she want to do with me, but I can't do it back to her. It just ain't in my ministry. No. Mm-mm. No. I'm thinking about it as we're talking. I just can't. Just can't. I just can't picture it. I'm trying to picture my head in between some woman's legs, and no, I might look like a dude, but no. Dude look like a lady. No, I just cannot. Crystal says that Neo never asked for a threesome. And Gocha in her confession was like, I believe the blogs that the reason why Neo left her is because she came into the relationship wrong. And I think what she meant by that is the fact that didn't Crystal do the P word or something like that? Or did she just take explicit pictures or something? Or did she mean because she allegedly came into him and Manyetta's relationship while they were still together? I wish she would have expanded more on the wrong of it all. I don't believe her when she said that Neo never asked for. Y'all believe that? Because I don't believe it. I think they did. I really think they did. Because she seemed like she was freaky enough to do it, so I don't see why not. So then Gocha invites her to her party. She's having like an Aspen themed party to introduce her new grits and stuff. Thank you so much for a Cash App. It is Kyrese99, Kyrese99. So I didn't really understand the Aspen part of introducing some grits. If anything, I would have thought that she might have did like a brunch or like a Southern inspired party. I didn't really understand the Aspen of it all, but okay, Gocha. If you don't know who Gocha is, she back in the day used to actually date Lala Anthony's cousin Dice. Remember when Lala had her reality show on VH1 back in the day, and Gocha and Dice used to go together, and did nobody like Gocha because of her mouth back then? She had an attitude. She was a hairstylist. Well, now she's an entrepreneur in the restaurant industry. She's a lesbian. She's married. She has her own children and all of that stuff. And then if you don't know who Crystal is, she is Neo's ex-wife, mother of some of his many children. She's had a saucy past. She said some very ignorant things in the press throughout her years, and she was accused of stepping in on his relationship when he was with Manyetta and they were engaged. So that's the tea on those two women. So then we meet Princess Banton Lofton or Baton Lofton. She is a former Real Housewives of Atlanta. Was she a producer on the show, or did she just make up the concept? Whatever. She's still getting paid from off Real Housewives of Atlanta to this day. She got a coin. Her and her husband own a dental practice. And like I said, she helped develop the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, this is the thing with Princess. She country as I don't know what. She is country as that thing. Like, oh my God, all the money in the world cannot teach you class. Money can't buy you class. Money can't buy you class. Elegance is learned, my friend. Y'all, I cannot wait to get into these confessional looks because her confessional looks were wild. It was a hodgepodge of foolishness. Tameka joins her at the doctor's office because apparently back in the day or some years ago, Princess went in to have an elective breast reduction surgery, okay? And doing her surgery, you know, when your body parts are exposed, your cells begin to unalive at some. She woke up with no breasts. That's all I know. It was complications with her breast reduction, and she woke up with no breasts at all. So she has a bunch of scars and stuff, and she's going in to get fillers in her boob area to, you know, make them be more round and protruded, you know, for her to have that little meat or whatever. So, Tameka tells her story from back in the day when she was married to Usher and how she went and had elective surgery done to get her body done, and she flatlined on the table. I remember all of that. Princess, like I said, gets the fillers in her breasts. Well, it was mainly in the area because she wanted, you know, that look or whatever. And Tameka asked, isn't it just vanity? Because to her, in her confessional, she was like, that wouldn't matter to me as long as I'm still alive. I wouldn't care about whether or not I had a or not. Now, coming from somebody who has had breast surgery, y'all know I had breast cancer a few years ago, and I had to have a lumpectomy, meaning where they removed the lump, and I had a breast reduction surgery. Any of the old school OG T-Squad members know that I had very large bosoms. I was a 44H. Before I had my breast reduction surgery in 2020, when that 2021, I was a 44H. And so they had to literally go in and detach from the breast and put it back on once they took out all of that tissue and all of that stuff. So one of the things with my boobs is that when they attached it back, they were like, you may get a back, you may not. Your areola part, the color may come all the way back. It might be patchy or it might not come back at all. These are things that you have to deal with. I have my surgery scars going on the side of me. I have scars from where, you know, they had to go in there and get all the stuff out or whatever. So now 2 years later, going on 3 years later, one of my boobs has like a little bit of a nip. The other one is still smooth. Both of them, the part is brown, but there's still some pink parts. So my areola part kind of look like Winnie Harlow. My boobs look like Winnie Harlow, y'all. And so they tell you, the surgeon tells you, you know, you can come back, you can get them tattooed and all of this stuff. I was like, girl, I don't care about none of that. It's a boob. I've had them all in my life. I love the old ones, love the new ones. Child, I don't care. I'm alive. Thank you, Jesus. I don't care about all of that. So I got what Tameka was saying about the subject, because anybody that's gone through anything life-threatening, you just feel like, thank you, Lord, I'm here. I don't care about some of that. Other people, it really F's them up. And so I can understand where Princess is coming from, where she went through this traumatic experience thinking she was going to get a breast reduction and then wake up and having no breast at all. Like, that takes away a woman's womanhood going through something like that. So I fully get where she's coming from, but I also see where Tameka is coming from too. Thank you, Kingston. So I get it. It's different from coloring than not having any boob at all. So I felt for Princess, but I feel like she needs to maybe go through some type of counseling for that, because that's a lot to be carrying around every day. And it's obvious that she still does not feel 100% like herself or like the woman that she used to be. I don't know. But, you know, she was saying how she's uncomfortable with her scars and all of that. I'm, on the other hand, I'm not uncomfortable with my scars. I let my scars show. Y'all know when I wear my little crop tops, you can see my scar going down the center of my stomach where I had my previous surgery from when I got sick back in the day. I show my scar because I'm alive. And you think I ain't gonna show this stomach just because there's a scar on it? You got something else coming. I'm gonna show this stomach. I don't care. But I think I got body dysmorphia because when I look in the mirror, I still think that I'm the size 4 that I used to be back in the day. I don't think that I'm the size 16 that I really am. So when I leave out the house, I feel like I'm like Naomi Campbell or somebody. Like, it is what it is. I look like her when I walk out the house. That's who I feel like I look like. Her back there. So I don't be caring, child. But other people, it really bothers them. So I get where Princess is coming from, because that is a horrible, horrible thing for anybody to go through. So I felt bad for her. And I wish that maybe Tameka would have been more sensitive in her approach with saying it, because she could have said it in a better way. Gocha links up with Malaysia at this like rope course. And we find out that back in the day, Gocha used to do Malaysia's hair. That's how they became friends. Malaysia tells her that the reason why she left Basketball Wives is because she was constantly being critiqued and put down and never wanted to be around women like that again. Malaysia. Malaysia. Hey, Mary Jane's baby. She's saying that she left the show because she was constantly being critiqued. Just like you constantly critiqued others. You are constantly being put down. The way you put down others. Ostracized others. You never want to be around women like that again, but you join a show called Bold and Bougie. That makes sense. Like, what? It's not adding up, because you're literally back in the same boat, but on a new show and a new network. It don't make sense, my love. Maybe it's the eyelashes, because y'all know Malaysia eyelashes be like this. And that's maybe because she can't see. But girl, that made absolutely no sense. I don't believe that that's the reason why you left Basketball Wives. I believe the reason why you left Basketball Wives because none of them girls liked you and you no longer had any alliances on the show. Evelyn was no longer there. It was literally just you. You were a lone wolf amongst a bunch of girls that did not like you outside of Jackie. That's the reason why you left. If that last season she was on the show, if Jennifer and Evelyn and all of them were on the show, I know Jennifer was there, but if Evelyn would have been there, she would have still been there. She would have still been there. If Shawnee was still there, she would have still been there. So, girl, goodbye. Malaysia hopes that Crystal will be respectful of her good friend, Monyetta, because the two didn't used to get along. Now, this is my thing. I'm trying to figure out, why is this a storyline when Monyetta is not on the show? Because it was given very much, why ain't Monyetta on the show? Like, y'all talking about her like she a cast member. And considering the fact that she will not be asked back for Real Housewives of Atlanta this upcoming season. If y'all get a season 2, Monyetta need to get on the show, because y'all talked about her the whole episode. I'm like, are we gonna get to see what's going on with that? But I get where she's saying, you know, she's never met Crystal herself. But I would have just waited and seen what was gonna happen. I wouldn't have. She said, I heard I was a grandma because of the infamil in my cabinet. At this point, people just making ish up. Honestly, I would not be mad. LOL at me, ma. Oh, she watched my video. Oh, great. Isn't that cute? But back to the whole Malaysia and Crystal thing. I would have just waited to see how it played out. I would have been like, I don't know her. I've never met her. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? When I get to be around her, I wouldn't have put too much on it, but considering the fact that they are on a reality show, I get the reason why I guess she went into it the way that she did. After that, Malaysia visits Tameka at her new home that she just bought. And we find out that Tameka is also good friends with Monyetta, because they did a show with each other back in the day. And she has never met Crystal either. So they're both going in kind of like, I don't know how to feel around this girl. I know how she did my friend allegedly back in the day. So Princess tells her husband that Tameka's reaction about her boobs, how she kind of like brushed it off and treated it like it was minuscule, how it really hurt her feelings, and she cries. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, she is dealing with a lot, and I don't think that she's fully recovered. I think that experience kind of really messed her up in the head, and she needs to seek some like counseling on that. So after that, we see Shad. I loved Shad when he was on Vine. Link up with Crystal, their besties. And what has Shad done to his face? See, in cases like this is when I feel like you should have left your big nose alone, because some people be thinking I got a big nose and I want to change it, not realizing that big nose is what fit your face. Because this new Michael Jackson, and he said he just recently got another one. So this is like his second nose job. It don't fit his face at all. It don't. He need to leave that alone. He need to leave it alone. Leave yourself alone. He should have left. If he was going to keep, he should have just left it at the first nose job, child. But I like their friendship. I think that he's funny. It's good that we get to see him on our television screen. Shy says to her, you feel like it's going to be a conflict of interest with you in Malaysia. And Crystal was like, I hope she wouldn't have no pressure on her chest about another woman's vajayjay, and I really don't care about the baby mama because I wasn't the reason why they broke up. Now, I thought that Monyetta and Crystal had gotten to a point where they were at least cordial and cool. Did something happen? Because the way she said, I don't really care about the other baby mama, she put a lot of stank on it. So I was kind of like, well, what's the tea with this? Like, they beefing? Like, what's going on here? I was like, but I get where she's coming from. Like, what's going on with, or has happened between us in the past is between us. It shouldn't affect you. If you want to come into the situation really not wanting to be around me, that's very much understandable because that's your friend. I get it. But I just feel like they was focusing too much on Monyetta, and she ain't even on the show. Gocha has her Aspen themed party, child. And Malaysia pulls Crystal to the side and says that there's no issue as long as she doesn't say anything bad about Monyetta. And as Crystal's going to explain or whatever, Malaysia was like, and it seems like you can't even say her name because she keep on saying the baby mama or his ex or whatever. And Crystal was like, I don't want to continue to have conversations about my ex and his kid's mom. And she was like, get to know me. And I agree, because if we're going to be in a setting where we're on the same reality show with each other, either just don't engage with me or get to know me for me. If it was me and one of my good best friends went through that situation, and I know the ins and out of it all and how it affected my friend, I would go in, and then whatever has happened since then over the years, I would just go in normal. I wouldn't befriend her. We wouldn't be kikiing on the phone when we in a scene with each other. I'm nice, laugh, all of that, but it really wouldn't be anything more than that because we're grown adult people, okay? That's so early, mid 2000s. I wouldn't even be caring that much about it. Princess tells Malaysia that she got to address some things with Tameka on why she's not wearing a swimsuit. And this is where Princess is starting to kind of get on my nerves because just say what it is. Just tell the people why you have, body issues or whatever. Like, she keep on talking about it. And it's coming across like she's very insecure about this, situation. And it's kind of getting like a little, to the left with it. So, Princess ends up telling the lady the story on her breast and how that triggers her to this day. Tameka arrives and says to Gocha, I need to know her and Mo are cool, talking about Crystal because she's side-eyeing Crystal. So Tameka goes over and introduces herself to Crystal and says, she's loyal to Mo. Right off rip. Weird. Like, what? I would have been like, okay, great. What you telling me that for? And where was Tameka going? Dressed like one of the characters from Cool Runnings. Like, what was Aspeny about that Miami Heat outfit she had on? I was so confused, but I like her style. So Malaysia was like, why are you doing that? Like, that's weird the way you just introduced yourself to this girl. Crystal says that, it's cool, it's fine, because she was expecting it. Gocha checks on Crystal to see if she good, because it seemed like they gonna be cool. And Malaysia then tells Tameka that they have to be fair when dealing with this whole entire situation. Like, you can't be just addressing this girl in that type of manner. So Malaysia introduces Princess and Tameka. No, I'm sorry. I had that right. I got confused with the two princesses. Malaysia introduced her cast member Princess and Tameka to her friend Dr. Princess, who does Botox and all of that type of stuff. So Princess was like, ooh, I need all of that fixing. Once again, bringing up the issue. And it's kind of like, girl. And so Tameka was like, girl, you don't need nothing done. Trying to be nice, And so Tameka was like, it's all vanity. It's so much worse that could happen. And Malaysia was like, we could say that because we have ours. So Tameka was like, yeah, you're right. And apologizes to Princess, which she should have, because you can't downplay her emotions and feelings. But like her bringing it up is kind of like, it's awkward. It is uncomfortable. Because like, what are you supposed to say? You're supposed to keep on saying, I'm sorry for you. Like, what do you do with that? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Or am I just being insensitive? Am I a jerk? Am I the drama? Do y'all get it? Or am I being a Tameka right now? So let me know in the comment section. So Tameka then tells Crystal that she remembers how Mo felt back in the day when all of that stuff happened with the Neo of it all. Okay, it made perfect sense. Okay, thank you. So Crystal was like, I was not an instrument in the demise of that relationship, so I don't feel like I should be penalized because what I'm going through presently right now is real-ish. So Tameka was like, it's what she was effing trying to tell you. And Crystal was like, she wasn't trying to tell me nothing. And Tameka says the bee was sending out flares. And once again, I see what Tameka is saying because everything that Monyetta was saying about Neo back in the day was true. He ended up doing the same thing to her. How you get him is how you lose him. You know what I'm saying? But Crystal, I feel like, has too much pride to admit that they had the same situation, literally. I think that she feels like because she got the ring and was the wife that the situations were different, but they really weren't. They're literally the same things. And you chose to not really care about Monyetta because at that time you had him. You got him. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of you getting him, you got everything that came along with him, meaning children on you, him cheating on you, and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Tameka was like, I feel like I'm in people's business. I'm sorry. It's time for me to go. And I was like, girl, too late now. You talking about something you feel like you getting in people's business. You been in people's business, lady. What is you talking about? Tameka is funny, but I can respect the fact that she's blunt, but you can't talk like that to everybody. You just simply can't. You cannot, because somebody go end up going off on your old tail. Like, you can't be giving people that type of energy all day long. Like, mind your business, lady. Overall, I'm going to give season 1, episode 1 of Bold and Bougie. I'm going to give it a C+. Love you guys to smithereens. Y'all have a safe and blessed night.